So folks, I just thought we'd have a little chat while I'm doing some stuff to the barn and discuss what I do to the barn and stuff like this. Cooling surgeons. Or we have a beer. As soon as I've had a bad day today, I've been to fetch my scooter, my Lambretta, which is broke, she's real poorly. And I've got to fix her, which means I've got to strip the engine, take the engine apart and take the bike apart. And it's kind of pissed me off, but that's what happens when you ride a Lambretta. They're shit. They look cool, but they're shit. So it's just how it is. So I thought I'd do a bit of modelling, and I thought I'd just share with you how I kind of distress stuff and make things look broken. It might sound simple, it is kind of simple, but I just thought I'd show you how I do it. Now, if anybody's ever noticed with balsa wood, if you work with balsa wood and you score planks, because you don't really want to glue each individual plank on, do you know what I mean? For stability's sake and for speed, you just want to score it into the wood. So if you imagine you've got a piece like this, you just literally scratch the plank in either side and stick it onto the model, and it makes it more stable, more secure, better, and it's a bit quicker to glue on. But the thing is, as soon as you start to hit it with paint, it starts to lose the texture that you've scraped in. So you have to paint it, seal it with PVA to make it a bit tougher, and then you have to go back and score it again. But I don't use a knife to score, because if your tendency is using a knife, you'll cut through it, because it's quite soft stuff. So I tend to use one of these, which is a putty modelling tool. You can buy them in a set. Pretty cool, pretty good if you're going to model anyway. They're pretty much an essential. And I'll just rescore the planking in that I want, which I've just started to do on the back there with a steel ruler as a guide. The wet whistle. See, I started to rescore along there. I mean, all this stuff is stuff that anybody can get their hands on. A bit of MDF, a bit of cardboard, some balsa wood. The top section there is proper wood, because you want it to be a bit stronger than the balsa wood, because it's the centerpiece. These areas here where I've worn the wood, because I want it to look like it's very dilapidated, and in places the planks has rotted through. Same as in some areas in the front here and on the side. To do this and to rough up the wood, as you can see it's kind of quite roughed up. I use my Dremel, and I use let's see if I've got it fitted. I use a wire brush, a wire disc on it. And I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm going to show you how I put a grain into the wood and distress the wood. Just bear with me. Set my Dremel up. I thought I might as well do some more modelling stuff. I'd show you some more modelling things I see. It's all good stuff, I suppose. And that's the tool I'd use for putting a grain into wood and distressing things. And you have to be careful with these, because they have a tendency to disintegrate as you're using them. So you can get a few bits fly off at you. And it does make you sneeze a lot. Sizes are anything like mine, it's pretty shagged. Now I am going to put a mask on and sweep my belly. And what I'm trying to achieve, I mean, if you do it light with this, it just puts wood grain in. the paint will then pick up. I'm trying to kind of get like that where wood rots and it just basically starts to disintegrate. So there it goes anyway. I mean, I think that demonstrates clearly that it just gives it a nice kind of more texture to the balsa. When you cut it, it's generally quite clean, but it is a very aggressive process. So when you're doing it, you've got to be really careful because them things will destroy the balsa. If you're too heavy-handed with it, I'll just go through it like a knife or go through butter. And all you're really trying to do is distress the surface area. I mean, I suppose you could do it with sanding, but I actually find with the metal brush and the Dremel, you can actually kind of carve as you're going, kind of thing. Which is, but it is very dusty, so I suggest you wear a mask and stuff. Right, I just thought I'd share that little tip, how I distress the wood. to get it to look old and worn, and then you just hit it, seal it with some PVA wood after that to give it a bit of rigidness. Anyway, I'll give some more updates on the farm and again try and give you some more useful tips and stuff, but that's basically how I would go around distressing sort of wood, lolly sticks, anything miniaturised wood to give it like a more natural looking grain and make it a bit more on the realistic looking instead of just something you've just stuck on. Anyway, take care folks, cheers. We're on the old hopping care today, all good stuff, so laters folks.